Hi guys, I am back. I wanted to show you a cute little coin envelope booklet today. And you could do this with any size envelope. Yesterday we made 3x4 card size coin envelopes. But today I'm going to make one a little bit bigger. It's actually for a 3x5.5 card. So we're starting with a 7 1/8 by 7 1/8 square. And let me show you what we're going to be making. We're going to be making this cute little booklet. It's got a ribbon closure, just seam binding, little focal point. This slides out, and there is a pocket here. Okay, there is just a few 10 pages. It is sewn in. Another pocket back here. And the original one that I saw, oh gosh, it's been years ago and I cannot find it. But I think they just wrapped this around here. They used a white envelope or a craft envelope or something and matted it. I don't remember, but I used the Foxglove Bliss, one of the background pages that's kind of a dusty mauve color. This kit is by Artymaze. I will leave the link below. But that's what I cut my 7 1/8 by 7 1/8 square from. And instead of wrapping this around, I didn't want to cover up the focal point, so I tucked it in. Okay, so that kind of also hides that little divot there temporarily. And then it just ties like this. But this would make a really, really cute little insert for your junk journal with lots of blank pages inside. You don't have to use blank pages. You could use whatever you want. But that's how I did it. So let me show you how to do that. Excuse me. So I'm going to use the envelope punch board. And like I said, I wanted to make this envelope 3 by 5.5. So I need to start, let's see, 7 1/8 by 7. I start at 2 3/4. So 2 3/4, we're going to punch, and where's my scoring tool? And because this is 28-pound paper, I want to be careful. And I'm going to turn it, line it up with that score mark. Sorry about the shadows. I need the overhead light to be able to see these score lines. I'm going to punch that and score that. Because if I go too hard, it's going to go through. Okay, line it up on that line again. Punch. And gently score. One more time. Line it up on that score line. Punch. And gently score. Okay. So, you know, I didn't point this out the other day, but on the back of this, there is a corner rounder punch as well. So I'm going to go ahead and punch that. I want to seem to, I think it's just a quarter inch, maybe 3/8. It doesn't look as large as my 1/2 inch punch, but that rounds the corners. And it doesn't really matter because I'm going to cut it off this way. Oh, this one didn't go in all the way. I'm going to trim some of those off. So, but just to show you how that works, I want to fold on the score lines. I'm going to use my bold folder. Why is that so hard to say? But sometimes they don't, because I'm trying not to rip the paper, I'm not scoring it quite enough. So fold this one up. and fold this one in. There again, this will make, depending on what you glue first, this will make a regular envelope. But we want a coin envelope. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use I got a new ruler. I needed one with a metal edge, and then I realized this Tim Holtz ruler has a metal edge. It also has little piercing holes I did not know. So, all right, but I want to line that up where these two meet and down here as well, and I'm just going to draw, if I can find a pencil that has lead in it, I'm going to draw a line down that way. All right, and I am going to cut that off. There we go. All right, and that's a big enough piece that I will keep that. Okay, so that is going to be how that looks. Now, I need the top and bottom. So, if I remember correctly, I think, let me just measure. That would be easier. The only problem I'm having with the Tim Holtz ruler is picking it up. I'm so used to picking up the other one. All right, so this is 1 1/4 inches, and we want that to go over at least 1/4 inch. So let's do 1 1/2 inches. And I'll just do that on my cutter like I did before. So if I line up this crease on my 1 1/2 inches, and there's the inch, and there's the half. My lines are starting to disappear, but if I line up that score mark on there, then I can just trim that off, and that will come up and cover that. It's not as coin envelope-y, is that a word? As the other one. This piece is a little bit longer, but that's okay because we're going to use this to tuck in. So on this one, we're going to do the same thing. About 1 1/2 inches. Probably could do 1 3/8 inches. But I want to make sure that it closes and stays closed. So just play with it and see how it comes out for you. Okay, so I'm going to glue this shut first, this piece. So if you'll remember, you don't want to go all the way to the edge. You want to stop just inside that. And I do want to put a little circle here just so that attaches there. And I'm stopping about 1/8 inch shy and then folding that down. And like I said, you just stick your bone folder inside and make sure that nothing is glued down. Because apparently I did glue something down. Just on this end down here. So let me see if I can. Oh, I forgot. I inked the inside of the paper. Okay, that should be all right. So that should stay. All right, and then we want to glue this piece. I'm just going to do right around the edges here. Don't want to come in too far. Okay, so we have the opening here, which I bent, and I kind of want to rub that down a little bit more. I want to make sure that it's stuck before I start messing with it. So the first thing I want to do, this is the orientation of our book. I want to fold this side in, but I don't want to go all the way to that score line. I hope you can see it with the shadows. I want to come in just shy, maybe as to 1/16 of an inch away from that fold, this fold on this piece, because we don't want it to block that. And then I'm going to fold that down. Make sure that nothing buckled, and it did. So let's fold that out a little bit. That's because the glue is still wet, so we don't want it to tear, but we do want it to fold flat in there. Okay. All right. So the next thing we want to do is just trim a smidge off of this, and I'm using this little line here as a kind of a guideline. Maybe just a sliver, like a, you know, I don't know if that's even a 1/16 of an inch. But the reason we're doing that is so that we can open this piece. Now, you'll find that these little pieces like to lift up. It doesn't look too bad. I think that happened because I didn't glue it down last time. And so now what I'm going to do, and this is the left side of our book, is I'm going to put it in here and center it. Now, our piece is, let's see, it is approximately 3 3/8. So half of 3 1/4, can I do math in my head? Half of 3 1/4 is going to be 1 5/8. But we need it to be centered, so we're going to go up just a little bit. Now we can check that, I guess, with this, huh? Because this centers. I forgot about that. Let's see where it goes. This says 1 3/4. 1 3/4 and 1 3/4 is 3 1/2. That doesn't sound right. If I put it at, or 1 1/2, sorry, that's not centered at all. Okay, I'm not using the Tim Holtz ruler. Right, I'll have to look at it better. But I want this just a smidge between the 5/8, the 1 5/8 and the 1 3/4 here. And I need a cup of coffee because I can't do math without coffee. So I think that'll be close enough. I'm just going to be punching a hole. It's not the end of the world if it's not exactly in the middle. Okay, so let me get these scraps. So there we have our little pocket here and our insert place for our pocket here. So the next thing I want to do is ink. And I need to get a re-inker for this ink pad. I've tried refreshing it with the glycerin water, and it works a little bit, but not, you know, I've done it too much. I need a re-inker now, as I use this one so much. So I'm just inking around that little punch, flip it over. I don't need to do inside that because it's going to be covered by the sewn in pages, but I do want to do the outside. There we go. Now what I put in here is a 3x5 card cut in half. I put that in each of the pockets, which I don't have out at the moment. Do I have a 3x5 card? Let me get a 3x5 card and I'll be right back. Okay, I have a 3x5 card. So this is what I will be putting in here. I'll be cutting that in half, but this one's not tea-dyed or coffee dyed, so I'll have to remedy that. But in the meantime, let's put some pages in here. So I'll clear my room here. I have one sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper, and I'm going to trim this at 3. That side has a tear. Let's do this side. I'm going to do all the inserts will be 3x5. So there's 3. Guess I need my arm. And 5 and 5 And then I need to make this, where's that tear? Right there, okay. I need to make this 5. And cut 3s. So 3. And you could just put this inside if you wanted to. 3. Instead of using the index cards, just maybe an extra piece of coffee dyed or tea dyed paper, or any ephemera from the kit, anything like that. I'm just going to fold those in half. This is just for a little insert. I'm not worried about it being perfect. I just want it to be functional. So because there's only 5 sheets, that's not too worrisome. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half. So half of 3 by 5 is, let's see, 2.5. Okay, yeah. So I'm not going to put those in yet because I'm going to sew those in, but those will go there, and I'll round the corners for those. But let's sew these pages in. So I did this the easy way. I didn't measure it. I just eyeballed it. Put that about 1/4 inch from the edge, but you can see how perfectly that 1/4 inch from top, bottom, and the side. So I'm just going to put that in there. Where's my little book? I had a little... Too much stuff on my desk. Just a little... I can't find my words. Use this for a cradle. And then I have my piercing tool, so I'm just going to do maybe 1/2 inch from the bottom and inside the paper 1/2 inch. Hope you can see that. And then I'm going to do approximately 1/2 inch from the top. Okay, and then I had a needle threaded somewhere. Here it is. So I'm going to go ahead and punch that in and pull that through. Do the same thing on this side without poking myself. Punch that through. I'm just using the book. Instead of a thimble, I used the book underneath for, there we go. Take the needle off. Yeah, I should have made the string just a tad longer because I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to tie a bow. And if I didn't have this old waxed linen, it usually sticks to itself. And this is old and dried that came with the piercing kit. Don't get me wrong, I love the piercing kit, but this stuff, well, it didn't get as tight as I wanted it. Let's see if I can pull that. It usually will stick to itself, but this one's old and it does not stick to itself. So I think the wax is kind of worn off. So there we go. Tighten a knot. But I'm going to use it. I mean, I'm not going to replace it on account of that. I just have to fumble with it. Okay, so there we go with our pages. They're in there. And you could add more, I suppose. Make it a cute little chunky book. But let's round the corners on these. I always use the 1/2 inch side. I don't know why. I guess I just like that bigger rounded effect. So we'll put, and you could put more than one of these. You could put 2 or 3, whatever. This is, I'm just showing you. And what I like about the 3 by 5 card, these are kind of thin, but most of them are thicker than this. I think I got these probably at Dollar Tree. Uh-oh. Remember what I said about sticking your your bone folder in there. There we go. I hope it didn't tear. No, okay. Let me make sure that, I'm pretty sure that's dry on, okay, because it was stuck so well. But that gives it a little bit of stability, I guess, if you put maybe 2 or 3 pieces in there. So there we've got our paper, we've got our inserts, and I just slid this inside here, like so. And let's finish off this. So I need to ink this piece. Okay, so I just want to put, and I'm just going to put this in the middle. This is from the Foxglove kit. Foxglove Bliss. And I'm just going to center that top to bottom. And I'm centering it not quite, a little bit closer to this side than this side, but you know, I want to stay clear of that little punch. So just put that down a little bit. It's really foggy today, guys. We had 0.13 visibility, so just over 1/10 of a mile. And my husband drives all day long. He's a hospice nurse, so he does home visits, and oh, he has to go out in the middle of nowhere in this stuff. Okay, so the next thing we want to do now, this is another piece from the kit, and I want to ink this. I'll be glad when the sun comes back and I can get natural lighting in here, because the shadows do drive me crazy. Okay, so, oops. Let's glue this piece down. And which way do these foxgloves go? I think the bells go down. This is kind of small, so it's hard to see. All right, I'm going to attach that there. And I have a piece of lace trim. I'm just going to stick here. To rub off the excess. I just went a little ways over the top of that. Close my ink pad so it won't dry out any more than it already is. And then I got these sheets. Somebody had asked. I got these 97 cents at Walmart. That's what these are. And they have rhinestones and pearls. The pearls I've seen in this champagne color, in the regular pearl color, white, I guess, ish. But the rhinestones come in black and red and your basic clear, and they come in round, teardrop, oval, and square. So quite a good deal, I thought, for 97 cents. So I just picked up a couple different packs. So I want to put this in the corner here. The adhesive is really good on these too. There's 3 different sizes, like a large, medium, and small. So let's see if I can get this on with my tool. There we go. Okay, so the last thing we need is the ribbon. Now I've got about 2 feet of ribbon, so I'm just gonna center that like so, And then I'm going to run just a line along here. Now, I just used the Yoo-hoo stick for this, and it stuck really well. So it doesn't look pretty in the beginning, but it dries clear. So let's see how close I am to getting that on. Oh, well, I was close. Okay. So like I said, it does dry clear. And so there we go. We're just going to tie this. And this would be a great assembly line project to do a bunch of these up ahead. I happen to make these for, oh, I hope I didn't cut that too short. I happen to make these for the journal inserts for the journal I'm working on, but I thought that turned out really cute. So I hope you will try that. And I will see you on Thursday. Thanks for watching.